Good morning, everybody. My name's Mark Hudson. I'm the COO for HR and the head of HR for the UK for Nomura, which is a Japanese investment bank. And I'm going to make a fairly bold claim at the beginning of my remarks and say that Nomura wants to be Britain's healthiest company. Since 2013, we have won a number of awards that have attested towards our goal and the progress that we have made towards it over a period of time. This has culminated in the last couple of years in winning the City of London Sustainable City Award for Health and Wellbeing for 2 consecutive years, which is unprecedented, and we're going to go for it this year again for the 3rd year in a row. But I think the question needs to be asked at the outset, why have we made this such an imperative for our firm? Well, having an integrated health and wellbeing framework that looks at the emotional and physical health and well-being of our employees, helps us to attract and retain, as Peter said earlier, the best talent in the business, not just because of what we pay them, but because of a broader commitment to them as their employer. Now, banking is famous for a few things, but a healthy, stress-free environment is not exactly one of them. I'm going to put myself out on a limb here, and please feel free to disagree with me, but bankers are not exactly the most popular people in the UK. In fact, they're probably not the most popular people in the world. But for many, in my firm and many firms like it, it means long hours, very considerable stress, eating a sandwich at your desk, and then taking a long, late train journey home. Sleep, wash, repeat. What we're trying to do at Nomura is to ensure that we avoid this stereotype for our 3,000 employees in London. So we've been on a health journey over the last 6 years, and what we've done is endeavour to develop a broad-based approach with a number of building blocks. As with, I would imagine, a number of organisations in this room, we started off life before 2011, which is the date that I shall pick, with a long-held salary sacrifice, tax-efficient UK flexible benefits package. And we've enhanced that over time to meet the broadening demands and aspirations of our employees, their partners, their families, and their dependents. What I think probably launched us on this journey was moving to our office at 1 Angel Lane in the City of London, which we did as a co-location of Nomura employees and former employees of Lehman Brothers, which is an organisation I'm sure you've heard of, which we acquired after 2008. The first building block for us were having on-site medical facilities with the range of services that you see here. The purpose of this is fairly straightforward. It's to allow employees to visit the facilities during the working day when otherwise they might have needed to take time off. Equally, we want employees to be able to have the health checks that they need for their own peace of mind and to understand and to counter any issues that they face real time. In the last 12 months at Nomura, over 2,800 employees have made use of this facility. And it's no exaggeration to say that on many external objective measures, Nomura is healthier than many other firms. Now, our employees do see this as an employee benefit, but it's also no exaggeration to say that we have helped to save lives. Over the last 12 months, 90 employees have found health issues that required serious intervention, including 3 cancers and 14 employees where there were serious abnormalities shown in screening for ECG, cervical, bowel, or prostate issues. The second building block of the framework was our on-site gym. We have over 1,400 active members, and 81% of them use them in our terms regularly. There's a wide range of facilities to suit all lifestyle and health goals, together with a number of competitive events that take place throughout the year. Quite what Tour de France spin is something that my team will have to explain to me. There are 65 classes a week for our employees, and on a monthly basis, we get 7,500 visits, which equates to about 400 visits every working day. It makes a real difference to our employees' health and well-being. In order to ensure that we were joined up, and this was a deliberate part of our integrated framework, the medical and fitness services are linked. We provide a range of programs and groups that build upon these 2 building blocks, together with what may, I suppose, be termed lifestyle talks on issues such as smoking cessation, alcohol dependency, nutrition, and cancer awareness. We have a running, cycling facility as well, which has also got a high take-up for our employees with very good participation on a daily basis. And the point of this is to encourage our employees to be active, because banking, whether you're a trader or you're an investment banker, is a pretty sedentary activity during the working day. And I have to say, people in our own office in 1 Angel Lane on Upper Thames Street have found this even more valuable over the last 2 years when the previous Mayor of London saw fit to introduce a cycle lane, which means it's almost impossible to get to our office by any form of four-wheel vehicle. We have online health advice that's accessible through our employee intranet and very heavily branded and marketed. And we actively encourage our employees to participate in a wide range of groups and social clubs, which you can see here. And the purpose of that, very simply, is to foster a sense of community and well-being in the office. Now, as I said, we probably started off on our integrated journey because of the office that we had, and a very deliberate choice that we made to use that facility to promote health and well-being. We're very, very fortunate in the building that we occupy, and the design is wholly supportive of having that integrated framework. We have 2 outdoor terraces that we actively use, although it has to be said the weather plays a pretty fundamental part in what we do out there. We have a kitchen garden where our employees can grow vegetables that are actually then used in the employee restaurant. And we even have beehives on the top of the office, so you can actually get Nomura branded honey or lip balm even. We've also actively promoted healthy eating, something again that typically you wouldn't find in an investment bank where, for example, we do have actually 2 pick and mix counters near the trading floor. But the important thing here is actually to encourage people to eat healthily. Our journey is to create a healthy workplace, but it hasn't been, to be honest with you, without its challenges. The first one, and Alex referred to this really, is about cost. A new office got the ball rolling, but to keep the momentum for our wellbeing framework and the developments we've made over the last 6 years requires a fairly clear business case from the outset, ongoing ROI, continued employee engagement, and enhanced scores when we go out on our employee surveys. In practical terms, like any change initiative, when you're rolling initiatives out, there are challenges with key stakeholders. And yes, the CFO is probably the hardest one to get on board when you're spending money on something that you can't always see is directly correlated in investment banking to the bottom line. But it also applies to things like legal or security or real estate. You have to get all of the stakeholders on board, which is very important. You have to get them to agree. In other practical terms, and I'll just give you one illustration, when we set out on our healthy eating initiative in 2015, actually the hardest thing was to get the nutritionist and the chef to agree on what defined a tasty nutritional meal. For reasons I will not go into now, that took 2 years. It's also actually, and we have a number of these on the different floors that we've got, difficult to find vendors for healthy food for vending machines, and it's actually taken 5 different supply chains just to fill a single vending machine. Now, we are very pleased about what we currently offer, but I think we'll have to recognize that there is a broader issue within our firm, within our industry, and also within our society where we do need to do much better, and that is the area of employee health and mental resilience. It is an unavoidable fact that, however much you make joke and whatever the stereotypes may be, financial services and investment banking is a stressful environment. And to this end, we're committed to an open and inclusive working environment. We have a number of employee networks that we've actually encouraged over the last few years. The one you see here, the Employee Life and Families Network, focuses on family and life management matters and is extremely popular. We also have a confidential helpline, an EAP, where personal concerns and issues can be raised in a sympathetic and supportive manner. In January of this year, we had a mental resilience week, and it was focused on promoting the physical, social, and psychological health to help our employees to build resilience. We had speaker sessions that were led by the Samaritans and Mind, and these were aimed at equipping our employees with understanding the signs in themselves and in their families of mental health issues developing, but also where they could go to seek help. One particularly effective session was actually from a City of London policeman who spoke about his own personal experiences on the beat and how those had affected him. I really would recommend that. But for us now, mental health is important as physical health, and it really is the next stage of what we need to focus on as a firm. Now, all of what I've said may sound very insular. However, we do recognize as a firm that we have a broader responsibility to the community and our society. We have a very robust employee volunteering program, and all employees are encouraged to take 2 days out of their year to focus on volunteering for a project of their choice. This not only helps the firm to give something back, but it helps themselves to build their own personal skills and their personal effectiveness. As a result, we also have a charity project that we have on a 2-year basis. It's currently called WizKids. And so we're not just paying lip service to it, we're actually practically contributing to the society that we live in during every year. Now, it all sounds very altruistic, but we clearly, as a firm, benefit as well. Academic research has shown that a healthy, engaged workforce can have 18% higher productivity and 12% higher profitability. We have been fortunate, as I showed at the beginning, in winning many awards, but they're completely pointless in themselves if you don't use them as a benchmark to improve your standards year on year. Now, cynics may say, and some of you may think, it's very easy for Nomura, we're a big investment bank, we can afford all of this. However, our health and well-being framework not only helps our employees, but the on-site provision was externally benchmarked for us at costing 20% less than if we'd gone out and had an off-site corporate arrangement, and 40% less than if we'd purchased it for our employees on the high street. As I said at the beginning, Nomura wants to be Britain's healthiest company. And our message to our employees is that it's a long-term relationship here. And the integrated framework that we have developed, and we will continue to develop, is about deepening and broadening that relationship with our employees and providing them with peace of mind. I didn't actually know this was going to be on YouTube, so if this gets back to the office, I'm going to be in serious trouble. But I think it's important to say, and it may sound strange to hear a banker say it, but it's about telling our employees that there is more to life than money. Thank you.